Good afternoon. It's 4 o'clock and yet another day of smothering heat. And now on top of that, there's a possibility of some pop-up showers as we look live downtown right now. Summer is really summering, as you say. I'm Anne Marie Tiernan. I'm in for Dustin, who has the day off.
And I'm Felicia Lawrence, and Sean is tracking and making this a weather impact alert day with all this heat we're experiencing.
And this is going to continue into the weekend here. My good friend Angela came in this afternoon. She goes, I think it feels worse today.
Yes,
yeah,
I agree. I agree.
It's not very comfortable, and it's not going to be comfortable for a long time here. The difference today is that we do have some pop-up storms as expected on live Doppler 13 radar here. These will be what we call pulse storms. So they're going to build up, they're going to rain themselves out, and their outflow will create new cells. But very few and far between. Most areas will not have a drop of rain. Some will, and some will get hit briefly with some heavy rain and some rumbles of thunder. So if you do have outdoor plans, you should have our free app on your phone. You will get alerted, not even if they're severe, if you have a storm approaching your area, or if there's lightning approaching your area. So it's a nice feature of our free app. And a few storms possibly could be severe, not only today, tomorrow and Thursday as well. Very summertime pattern for us. This is the map, though, that's going to impact everyone, and that is a heat index near and above 100 for the fourth straight day. Remember, we talked about it is the duration of this heat wave, which eventually becomes our longest we've had since 2012, if you remember that summer. Outside right now, as we look south, we've got sun, we've got a few clouds. We're at 92 with a dew point of 71. That gives us a heat index, at least in Indy, of 99. The bottom line, if you're going to be out between the hours of 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. each day, you need to be taking frequent breaks. You need to be hydrating. Water, Gatorade, electrolytes, the whole 9 yards. We're going to do this all over again tomorrow. We don't see this thing breaking down perhaps until the middle of next week. More on that here in a few minutes.
All right, thank you so much, Sean. And weather like this, of course, can increase your risk of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. So you will want to watch out for the signs of those illnesses. If you look at your screen, symptoms can include muscle pain and tightness, heavy sweating and dizziness, as well as confusion, seizures, and unconsciousness. So if you or someone you know experiences any of these, you should find a place to get cool and get in touch with your doctor.
And you can get help with this heat wave with our live Doppler 13 weather app. You can check out the temperatures, also get the latest hourly forecast, and you can get that anytime on your phone. The good news is it's a free download, and you can find it in your phone's app store.
Well, 1 week from today, major changes are coming to Indiana.
That's right. There are a lot of new laws that will take effect on July 1st. Dozens and dozens of them. Samantha Johnson joins us live in studio, and Sam, a lot of them are already getting some attention, some talkers, so to speak.
Yeah, we've told you about a few of these before. We want to remind you, one of the biggest talkers right now deals with the speed limit increase coming to 465 here in Indianapolis. So starting this time next week, the speed limit will go from 55 to 65 miles per hour in most areas of 465. So you'll notice those signs start to go up next week. This change was part of more than 240 laws passed this legislative session, and more than 24 of those deal with education here in Indiana. So some laws change K through 12 curriculum to improve math scores, limit sex education, even increase teacher pay. Other changes, starting next week, candidates for local school boards will have to declare their political party affiliation, and college students will no longer be able to use their student ID as proof of identity to vote. So keep in mind, several of these new laws are already facing some pushback. We've seen quite a bit of that already. There is a lawsuit against that student ID law out right now, so something we'll keep an eye on.
And I know it's always important when people say there's law changes. Could this impact my money?
Yeah.
What do you have out there that could impact what people have to pay?
Yeah, we'll start with the good news. Okay, let's start there. Property taxes. I know that might not sound like good news, but it is in this case. Starting next Tuesday, there will be new changes that limit how much your property bill could go up in any given time. So experts say that could provide some tax relief long term. That's some good news. I do also want to tell you about changes coming to Medicaid. The state will soon require income verification. They're also going to impose more restrictions on who's able to join the Healthy Indiana plan. There's a lot of details involved here. We break it down for you at WTHR.com.
Okay, we got that. And then are there any oddball, kind of weird laws?
This one caught my attention. Okay, so Hoosiers will not be able to buy lab-grown meat for at least 2 more years. If you're like, what? What is that? I thought the same thing. Lab-grown meat is real meat that's grown from animal cells, but those cells are actually harvested before an animal is harvested. They're collected, and then those cells are made into real meat. So it's a complicated process. The USDA did approve it several years ago. It's not widely available, and Hoosiers won't be able to buy it for at least 2 more years. Interesting.
Yeah.
Like a hamburger? Like,
But lab-grown.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of like diamonds.
Right. Lab-grown meat.
Yeah, someday we may say it's cheaper and it's the same.
There we go.
Who knows? All right. Well, that could be a follow-up story.
Yeah, we'll follow up on that.
Thanks,
Okay.
Sam.
Sam, thanks so much. Students attending public colleges here in the state of Indiana are going to enjoy a freeze on tuition costs for the next 2 school years.
Governor Mike Braun's office announced today that all 15 schools have committed to the freeze, and that includes all the IU and Purdue campuses, Ball State, Indiana State, Southern Indiana, Vincennes, and Ivy Tech. The Braun administration said it is the first time since at least 2010 that more than 2 campuses have simultaneously held tuition flat.
Parents or kids are saying enough is enough. Get us the right degrees and keep the cost down. So the fact that each one of them did, the Commission of Higher Education felt fine with that directive. It's the start of what's going to give better value to parents and kids when they decide to go get educated beyond, elementary and secondary.
And coming up in our coverage tonight at 5 o'clock, Rich Nye talks to an administrator at Ivy Tech about the most affordable option for education after high school. He also will have reaction from students at IU Indianapolis as our coverage continues.